This tool is a bit like the copy command, but has a nifty trick of being able to modify the data as it copies it. It can apply a linear transformation, repack the data to a regular interval, compress the data to save space, remove spikes, and filter by quality. You can transform a measurement or a collection, and it's much the same, so we'll look at transforming a measurement. Right-click on your measurement or collection in the tree control and choose Transform. The command is also on the data menu if you prefer the long way. The first part is just like the copy command. You select your time range by typing in the boxes or using the buttons. From Graph takes the time range from the graph that's currently showing on the screen. Next, you choose where you want the data written to. You can change the site and the data source. If you want the data written back to the same file that it's in, click here, but usually you'd want to put it in a different file, at least to preserve the original file, or you might be sending the data to another user. Choose the file from the list, or click More if the file you want isn't there, and you can browse for a file or create a new one. It's a good idea to have Manager open the file when it's done, and this lets you easily check that you've got what you want. One more thing before we look at the modification tools. If you run an audit trail, you can add a comment here to tell others, or to remind yourself, why you did the transformation. The first thing the software is going to do is read the data, and then it will repack if you've chosen this option. You can leave the time of all the elements as they are, or repack the data. This option produces values at regular time intervals. You enter the interval, and tick here if you want the software to compute the average across the interval. The third alternative is to compress the data, and this removes unnecessary elements. Say the data comes from a digital water level recorder and has a resolution of plus or minus a half a mil. You enter this as your range. If you choose this, the software will actually do it last after everything else you've selected. I'll go through the rest in the order the software will do them. Spike removal gets rid of values less than the lower limit and greater than this upper limit. These boxes are populated because I set limits in the thresholds editor. You can change them, of course, and if the boxes are blank, you'll need to enter some values. There are two ways the software can deal with the values it's removed when you do analyses down the track. If you tick this box, it will insert a gap marker, and if you leave it blank, it will interpolate a value at the time of the spike. The quality filter removes values that have an associated quality value outside a particular range. If a value has a quality code less than this value or greater than this value, it won't be copied. It works the same as for spike removal. You can get a gap marker inserted or have values interpolated. Mold, div and add are largely redundant with respect to their original purpose, but are a handy tool here if you've got your data into Manager and realise it's not quite right. Say you've imported the data in litres, but it's supposed to be in millilitres. You could pop a multiplier in here. You can transform hydrometric gaugings, hydrometric sections, and reduced level sections. You select the time range and destination, the same as for a measurement or collection. You can transform the whole section or part of it, which you set by entering an offset range. Shift adjusts the offset. You enter an amount in meters. It can be positive or negative. And you can apply a linear transformation here too. If you're sending data to someone else, you usually use the copy command. However, if the measurement is virtual and you're not intending to send the data the virtual measurement is read from, you can use transform to turn the virtual measurement into a real measurement.